Draracle caves. Cockroaches.
Victory is ours.
Yeah, this is very similar to Landsplore 3. Actually, I can't even say if it's the same area or not. I mean, it's literally the same place you visit in the other Landsplore games, but I'm talking about the exact design, especially because the game engine is the same, I'm pretty sure, between Landsplore 2 and 3. With the... what are these? Little waterfalls you can increase in size. I'm not sure what effect that would have.
This weapon works well on these beasties.
It does indeed. Cave aloe everywhere.
Nice!
It's a cockroach.
Somebody's up ahead.
Orcs. Not supposed to be in here.
Are they hostile? Orc raiders. Charging out from the barren plains, bands of orcs have raided the coffers of Gladstone for many centuries. In recent years, the leadership of the Dark Army has grown somewhat unstable. As a result, small groups of orcs have split off from their brethren and formed their own coteries. These runaways have moved out into the lands, some even settling in human cities, so they're not necessarily hostile.
Excuse, please. Maybe you'll help us.
What? You're asking for my help?
We have problem. Come here to find answer to riddle of Cabal Caverns. Door not open. Magic lock not open. Captain send us to Draracle. Find answer.
You guys come to the Draracle for advice too? Somehow I always thought it was only the Gladstone citizens who used his services.
No. Draracle very fair. Not take sides.
Tell to White Army, also tell to Dark Army. Very fair.
So then, what's your problem then? Didn't you find him?
We find him. Find him easy. Even signs now. Think him want find. He like gold. We bring gold as tribute.
So then, what's the problem?
We no understand him.
Very confusing. Say, sting of honey, heart of enemy, milk of kindness.
But we not know. What is sting of honey?
Well, that is a good one. Looks like you've got another riddle instead of an answer.
We can't go home never. Captain say come back with answer.
We have answer, but is no answer. What we do?
Gee, I'd love to stick around and help, but I've got to go see the old fellow myself. I hope he's not always that confusing. Word games never were my strong suit. Sorry, and best of luck.
Ah, you too. Best luck.
So what was the point of meeting these guys?
I'd have thought there was something in that pocket. I'd have thought there was something in that pocket. Thank you. I'd have thought there... Say, isn't it unusual for a female orc to be in the Dark Army?
Oh, sure. Before. But now, many women in uniform. I join. Think is good way to meet husband.
Wow. That's a strange combination of modern and old-fashioned philosophies. So, is your strategy paying off? Have you met anyone special?
No, not yet. You cute. Married?
Well,
Maybe we get together later tonight.
Why are they in the water in the first place? So that was the thing apparently.
well, bye now.
I see you later.
Peace.
Ta-ta.
Spider webs. I recall this area from the second game. I'm not sure if it was exactly like this. You could flush, I think, some soldiers down the drain with this. Oh, just a shallow pool. Nothing here, not even a spider. Want that. Leather buckler and some gloves. Short sword and something to sell. Don't care. Oh, that might be useful. Right, somewhat disappointing. Spider bro.
Swine.
Annihilated.
Skeletal guardians.
Skeletal guardians. What are they doing in these caves?
Draracle's servants.
Inactive ones. Not sure if I should kill them or not. Still, I don't particularly have a reason to do it.
Not exactly stalwart fighters.
You can clearly hear footsteps. So, a guaranteed secret door of some sort. But can't open it. It feels like the switch isn't really switching. It's non-functional. Although this is our first trip to the Draracle. Could be an exit, I suppose. But maybe we can do something to open it. Power crystals, maybe? No. There's something you can attack here. Yeah, these bubble things. Probably you can ignite them. I'm not sure why I would want to though. This place is totally safe for me now, so but if I start igniting fires, it might not stay that way. I recall the pool, fire, lake too. Is that? Sand crust. Useful as a stabilizing agent when combined with other ingredients. It's very much like alchemical flour. Guardians. Once the guardians of the Draracle's inner sanctum, these enchanted creatures have begun appearing in the outer caves. Possessing great strength, the guardians were often used for manual labor and other mundane tasks by the ancient Oracle. Yeah, I don't recall them being really all that much trouble unless you went out of your way to look for trouble. But they weren't particularly tough either. Different colored door or wall. It also doesn't. Never mind. Could be the lighting causing a weird effect, but it also seems like it doesn't quite fit here. Still, I've seen similar walls elsewhere, so I'm not sure how much I should read into that. I love the dramatic yelling when you kill a cockroach. Another weird wall. Just doesn't fit at all. No indication here that it's anything different though. Yeah, I recall this too. $25,000 silver. What is this? So 100,000 in total to collect these. In exchange you get what? Well, not something I can do right now. Not sure if that's even relevant to anything. Clearly an access point up from the water. Did it do something else? Go look at the weird walls and the button that we couldn't access earlier. My guess would be no though. It's too far away from the location. There's some older or let's say classic dungeon crawling games where there's a lot of switches and you might have to push them in specific sequences or use them multiple times to open things. But Lands of Lore series has not been that type of a game really.
Annihilated.
Almost shot at the Guardian. nothing really happened here, just a lot of spiders. Clearly there is something, there are things that I don't really get. Secrets, but I don't really see myself having all that many options here what to even try. I think that would make sense. The only thing I can really do is maybe ignite the tar pits. I don't see how they have any logical connection with any of our little problems here. We have a door and we have a button that doesn't open it, but it's highly probable that that's the purpose of the button. A ladder on that side too, so you can fall into the water. Silver, 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 not sure what's there. Silver, 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 guardian orb I think. So build cache and a guardian orb at least. And we probably won't survive that. Okay, something new. A summoning stone and a mimic stone. Summoning stone. Known for their chaotic nature, the summoned hound may not always choose the most desirable targets. Beware. Usable only in locations with a portal nearby. This item tears through time and space and allows a rift hound to escape in advance. So, if someone uses summoning stone at the start of the game, basically attack the party. I find it highly improbable that the hounds would have just appeared right on top of the hunting party out of nowhere. What about the other, the mimic stone? This item, when touched to any other item, transforms into an exact duplicate of the original item, retaining its charges, powers and all other attributes. Some items, due to their unusual nature, cannot be duplicated in this manner. When placed near another item, this stone begins to take on the shape of a nearby object. Well, that's awfully convenient. I wonder if it can use on expensive artifacts. It's somewhat unclear what it means by special properties. It could be that it has sort of a value limit, or it could be that it just doesn't duplicate things like plot items. I don't see how I could even use it on a plot item because they don't appear on the inventory. So there has to be a limit on these type of items it can be used on. I want to try it on a thing like, let's say, a ring of regeneration. Do you use this? Yeah, so 2 rings of regeneration. So I more or less was just testing, can it be used on something other than usables? So potentially very useful, but here's the thing. Why would you want a double of something, even if it's something like a regeneration ring? I doubt the effect of the regeneration is going to be doubled, and even if it is, it's not that important. The poison immunity, there's no point in doubling that. Even if I find a massively useful weapon, let's say, there's no point in duplicating it because you only have a single weapon slot, so mostly I'd see the usefulness of that item being money. Unless you have something very specific in mind and you need more of it. Did I get a recipe for it? I think I did get a recipe for something. Both Mimic Stone and Summoning Stone. Hound's Heart, Mandrake Root, Water Spark Leaf, Hot Bead. I'm not sure if I've seen any of these yet, so probably somewhat rare. Brook Flounder. I've seen some jumping fish, so maybe they're brook flounders. Not seen Hound Hearts, or Hot Beads, or Water Spark Leaf. So pretty much impossible to make more at the moment. I have a feeling those are type of items that you'll have inventory full at the end of the game, because there's really not all that much use for it. Not really. The regeneration ring seems to... It basically allows me to be at full health between each fight. Not enough to save me in a battle, but certainly healing food basically became unnecessary with the ring of regeneration. Assuming it never runs out, of course. So it's a very, very powerful item. I wonder if you could replicate enough rings of regeneration to not be worried about drowning.
Halt! Who dares approach the mighty Draracle without an offering?
Offering? Oh, don't people usually just find something in the caves?
Why, yes, sure. Didn't you find anything in the caves then? A jeweled blade, or perhaps a golden flask?
Well, no. Nothing.
These are difficult times.
Couldn't I see him anyway?
See who? Oh, him! Are you sure you don't have anything to give? It's been a very slow month. I'm sure he'll take just about anything.
I'll bring something back. How's that?
Well, okay. You stand there, and I'll arrange for an audience. Oh, and what's your name?
Tell him Copper LeGray is here to see him.
Coppola!
Coppola Gray, what question do you have for the mighty Draracle?
Rift Hounds stole my soul, and I'd like to know how to get it back.
Rift Hounds? Are there open portals nearby?
Well, there's one I know about.
Very interesting. Thank you and goodbye.
Wait! What should I do?
Oh, yes.
Coppola Gray, you must seek out the sting of honey, the heart of your enemy, the milk of kindness. These things will guide you.
Hey, you, behind the curtain.
Oh, great! This is all I need. Now you, don't you even think about telling anybody about this. This theater is entirely for the benefit of the mortals, and we don't need someone destroying their dreams. What was I supposed to do? How would you like to wake up one morning to find out that the position you've held for 27 epochs does not exist anymore? Except that the customers keep coming! Somebody has to service them, and who better than me?
I guess this means I'm off the hook on the offering thing.
Swear secrecy for me. I do not do this for my own pleasure, you know? I do this for the mortals.
Do what? Where's the Draracle?
My master has decided to depart this mortal realm. I am staying behind to continue the counsel, guidance, and other services that my master used to provide. Can you imagine if the mortals had to guide themselves? Ha!
I see. And where is the real Draracle?
I don't know. Gone. And I suppose you should too. Don't come around here again. It wouldn't be good for my customers to hear anything they don't need to hear.
If the Draracle's not here, I can't think of a reason to remain myself.
Good. Goodbye. Get out of here as quickly as you can, then. Use the transportation portal outside the throne room. It will take you to the cave entrance quickly.
He basically lost all interest in me the moment I mentioned that there are active portals nearby.
Locked. Locked.
Yeah, I'm not specific, all that convinced that Draracle's departure alone is directly at the cause of these. Naturally, it has something to do with it, but he was way too interested in the portals, like he was happy that they've appeared. What the hell am I supposed to do next though? Port to Gladstone Keep, I guess. Well, there's the portal, but I think this is something that needs to be shared with others. They might not be aware that the Draracle is gone. The actual quests. Draracle. A shadowy figure composed of seemingly empty robes. Draracle has served the Draracle for eons. Yeah, Draracle is doing something, definitely. More of a question of what he's trying to do. I have no quests anymore. This is the pork chop quest that refuses to go away for some reason. Because I couldn't literally give him the pork chop then. So now it's forever haunting my quest journal. Right, I'll visit the keep. Deep Dawn is finally ready to receive me. Could use a few words of aid at this point. If not that, it's gotta be the portals. I don't know where else I could possibly go. I don't think, literally, I don't think there are other places for me to go.
You
Why
should
don't you
not
just
do
go ahead
that.
and kill yourself? It would save me a lot of time, and I'm in sort of a hurry.
There has to be someone who can nudge me in the correct path. Because even if I go to a portal, what the hell am I supposed to do there? There has to be someone who I can talk to about these things.
Locked.
Portal it is. I can't think of anything else to do. Be to our right soon.
Hey! The portal... What's this? Volcano world?
Searing.
I was about to say the exact same thing. Copper really gets me. Well, some underground tunnel plus volcano. And annoying shaking. No idea how deep this is. Seems like the portal is still there though, so it's not a one way to get at least at this stage. But what exactly am I supposed to do? Well, let's look around, see what happens.
Hey! You're the Draracle!
Yes, many have called me so.
You're real, aren't you? Not a puppet?
Are we not all puppets?
No! I mean... Anyway, here you are. What should I do?
Do? About what?
What? Aren't you all-knowing?
All is a difficult word to use precisely. Your presence here indicates that my exit from this mortal plane has not gone smoothly. The mirror must have broken. There will be rifts opening in your world.
So you do know. What should I do?
You've lost your soul. It can be found in one of the other dimensions. But the portals must be closed to prevent their leaking into yours and destroying it by corruption. You must find the precious mirror shards and return them to seal the portals. Find the golden sigil in my chambers. I will appear and direct you once you are there. Only the sigil can guide the pieces. Only when the mirror is repaired can your soul be rejoined with your body.
Okay, thanks. I think I've got this all. I've been writing it down as fast as I can.
Farewell, then. I am no longer here.
We've heard that before.
Sigil.
Quite a coincidence that he just happened to be there. Wait, is the portal... Is the first portal's only purpose to have the Draracle in it? A lot of very convenient things happening in a row now. I'm getting very suspicious. Recover the golden sigil from the Draracle's chambers. So, what the fuck was the point of not being able to do this? Oh, whatever.
What are you doing back here? I thought we agreed you were going to stay away from here.
That's not what I remember us agreeing to, but whatever. I found the Draracle in the volcano world, and he has explained the problem. He says the mirror in the shining path must have shattered and must be repaired in order to prevent the frozen world from leaking into ours. And he says there will be more rips and tears, too.
He didn't say that, though. He didn't say the frozen world from leaking. He said the other dimensions. So where the fuck did I get the frozen world?
I'm supposed to go back in his chambers and look for a handle called the Golden Sigil that I can use when I find the missing pieces of the mirror.
Well, that's certainly one theory, I suppose. This was the Draracle you say you saw? You're not just trying a perverted joke at my expense.
This is no joke. And I guess I need to close the portals to be able to rejoin my soul, if I ever do find it.
This is all quite a large undertaking for a boy your age, you know. Why don't you go and get some of the people of Gladstone to help you?
Except for Dawn, I'm afraid the people of Gladstone don't take me seriously. Maybe they think I'm just a boy imagining all this.
Well then, you know what you should do is go out in the woods and battle the fierce creatures here in bare-handed combat. I'm sure the citizens would respect you then. You go do that, and I'll rummage around and see if I can find that golden thing for you.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to look for the sigil myself.
Fine! See if I give my advice anymore. I've only been serving an immortal god for several eons. No reason you should listen to my advice. What would I know? Please, I'm really not used to too much of that.
He's really trying to get us to do anything but this. Thing is though, I'm not sure how ill-intentioned that is. This is a fucking door. Doesn't fit with the surrounding all that well. Any indication on the map that it's a door? Not really, but the other side actually does. But yeah, it sort of flickers quite obviously. The thing is, am I missing something, or are these inaccessible entirely at this point? Am I just wasting my time trying to find switches and little oddities? Hey, I don't see anything particularly interesting. Can't click on anything. Attacking doesn't do shit. It could be that this is probably where we need to get the shards too. Not sure why it's in the water though. But maybe as we put them in, things will start to happen here, and that's why these are sort of odd locations. This looks like something could break through from there. This looks more like it could open up. But whatever, I can't seem to be able to do much about this now. And we can easily come back here as far as I can see, so I'm not too concerned about trying desperation moves.
Follow the path.
Odd of an activation system.
I will open the door for you.
Oh, this is a door. Huh. Bash it open. I can't, I don't have enough fighter levels. Right, how do you get down there? I think you can... That's why this takes so long. Light crossbow, they're not particularly valuable. I guess I can take the champion stones too, just so I can sell them. There were champion stones in the spider caves. Well, one. Right, I gotta bash the door open. But there's no way to lockpick it. At the same time, you can get around it by jumping there. So the warrior has another path, but it's not exactly particularly hard to get there without being a high-level fighter. Here to sell. Something there. Something we already had, apparently. Flint skin. It's used in what? When eaten or forced down the throat, this item temporarily turns the skin of the user into granite, making him immune to edged and piercing attacks for the duration of its effect. So, damage immunity to 2 attack types. That's hard to ignore. You need gorgonite nodules, magnesium stone, and dream shards. Yeah, I think this is one of the items that we definitely want to keep with us. Potentially we're never gonna use it, but potentially we might be able to survive a tough situation by simply using them. So yeah, that's a permanent addition to the inventory. I'm thinking of dumping the healing scrolls. There's still a decent heal, and I might not have the luxury of throwing magic around to heal at some point. So I could have a quick item in a healing scroll. Still priorities. There's no way I can hold on to everything I want to carry, so gotta prioritize. I have had 0 use for healing scrolls so far. I have the regeneration ring that handles most of the healing, and I have natural regeneration of some sort. So what we need is things to push us through tough spots. Something temporary boost. Oh, hiccups. Temporary boost. Preferably something that makes a really big difference, not something like adds a couple of points to your strength or something. Like a teleportation pad. Can't imagine it being anything else.
Now this is what I call creative architecture.
Sneaky.
Actually, I can't go in that direction. Yes. It's not that high, but it's high enough to kill you. Right, so spinning transparent platforms get to the center. Also, it's starting to look surprisingly or disappointingly like the worlds are elemental themes, like there's fire, there's ice, there's probably earth because of the quarry. I'm not sure how the radiation could be, the air, something like that. So that's about as generic as you can get. Granted, I haven't actually played a single world yet, so maybe it's not quite so bad. Draracle Sigil. A simple device is used to return the mirror shards to the shining path. When touched by this artifact, shards will be drawn back through the dimensions and restored to the shining path. Anyone nearby will be transported back along with the shard. Powerful so does this also close the portal or not? Because this would mean the moment we touch a mirror shard in another dimension, the place is also locked to us. So complete everything before touching the shard. But it doesn't actually say that it closes the portal, just that we get transported here with the shard. But we have to assume that it also closed the portal. What's this? I think these are cutscene images from the second game. So the height doors exist so you can escape if you fall here. They don't seem to do anything useful. Not seeing any items here or anything interesting really. Waste of space. I'm gonna just assume that we die if we jump down. I think it's a fairly safe bet.
Good, you have found the sigil. Use it to guide the broken pieces of the shining path.
So, I have to go into the portal world and look around for pieces of a broken mirror. Any chance you could explain more fully what's going on here?
The shining path is a mirror which controls the reflections of all possibilities in this mortal realm. The breaking of the mirror created tears in the fabric, which separates the dimensions.
Okay, I suppose I understand that, sort of. But why can't you just fix this yourself?
I am no longer here. When I stepped through the Shining Path, I left behind any ability to touch your physical world. I cannot even hold the sigil.
Then why could I see you in the volcano world?
I have served as Oracle here in your world for eons. My being resonates beyond my actual occupancy. And as I pass through each of the mortal realms on the long walk back to join my own kind, my image is visible to all who seek me still.
Oh. Well, one other question, if you don't mind. Why do you have to leave here? I mean, why can't you stay and continue to serve? Are you tired or what?
Surely you have heard of Belial.
I did meet Dawn's sweetheart, Luther, and he was in the tavern telling all about his recent adventures in the southern continent and fighting some awful god named Belial, but really, is all that true?
I was the Guardian, vigilant for ages, guarding against the resurrection of Belial. When Luther defeated Belial, my guardianship was ended. I have no choice. I must leave this realm and rejoin my brothers. I will have other responsibilities, but no more in this place.
Oh, okay. Just thought I'd ask.
I have now reached the end. I have traveled through all the realms, and now I will step out. This is the last time, and you, Kappa, are the last mortal to whom I will speak. Farewell. I am no longer here.
Sigil. Such a lovely sound.
We got the sigil, Cyrus. Now let's go find the shards.
Shards. Now we need the shards.
Well, at least he conveniently explained why he appeared in the volcano world. How were you supposed to activate this? There was a button down there somewhere. How do you climb down ladders? Climbing up is trivial. But yeah, you can sort of only fall down.
Cupola, what are you doing here? I haven't found that sigil for you yet. You'd better leave and I'll bring it to you.
I've already found the sigil.
Well, I certainly do not appreciate your undermining my efforts at being helpful. You'd better give me the sigil for safekeeping.
Sorry. I think it's stuck in my jerkin.
Goodbye.
Yeah, he's getting more and more suspicious with each interaction. He really doesn't want me to stop the portals. And I can't really do anything with the sigil here, apparently. Nothing's changed. Still, at least we have a goal. Very clear one. Use sigil to get pieces of that mirror. I think I'll go back to the volcano world. Or maybe somewhere else first. I could certainly sell a few items away before that. Might be enough to buy another spell. Maybe some of the other places are now available now too. There has to be more than one. I'm more or less interested in, is it a sequential thing? Like you have to complete them in a specific sequence, or is it something like you have a set of portals and as long as you complete them, the game doesn't give a crap what order you do them in. It was specifically mentioned I need to close the frozen thingamajig. Yeah, snow. I'll go visit that. I would still prefer the first portal because it was always there. I'm assuming it's gonna be the easiest. So it's a good starting place.
Smoke them!
Yeah, there's definitely a portal there now. Okay. I'm assuming there's a high probability that the other places also have portals now. There could be some sort of sequence to it though, in the sense that you can't exactly... that some of them are more difficult than the others. We want to go to Upper Gladstone, I think. We can sell most of the stuff at the guild, or if we can't, we have a fairly quick access to the Thieves Guild. And I'll hold my ass to the first portal, and I think I'll leave things at that. Don't want to get things too fragmented. It is still there, right? Yeah. So every portal that gets created has a shard at least. Probably not multiple shards if you get transported out of the place once you find the shard. Or use the sigil to return the shard. However, that's gonna happen. I'm somewhat interested in knowing what.
It's
Okay.
awful quiet today.
It's quiet. I like that.
Locked.
What the hell did I pick up? Stones, probably. Alright, I was about to say, I wonder how the
Boy,
structure
now I wish I had packed a lunch.
of the portal worlds actually is. Is it something like a gauntlet you have to get to the end of, or is it more of a hub type of a thing where you can do multiple things in the world?
Come in, come in. Many herbs we have here. You wish to sell, and we will buy. You wish to sell, and we will buy.
Yeah, there's nothing all that special I want to sell to you though. Maybe the healing scrolls. I'm still, that's not that big of a deal. Those might have some decent use.
Gotta go. See you later.
Careful you...
The further I get in the game and we get into situations where I really have no use for them, the more likely I'm just going to dump them somewhere. Or on a shopkeeper somewhere. Just get more inventory space.
Hello again, Copper.
Also the 50 health is... yeah, it's almost full heal at this point. So I can't exactly say it's minor.
want to sell that?
I'd like to, yes, please.
Okay, she won't buy anymore. What's the price of a summoning stone? 800. Mimic stone, 2000. Holy shit. The healing
Do
scrolls
you want
aren't
to
that
sell that?
expensive.
I'd like
Well,
to, yes,
I'll
please.
sell a
Do you want to
couple.
sell that?
I'd like to, yes, please.
We could also try to go for the bracers and the thieves guild. I don't have money for that now. More or less just pointing out that we don't have to
I'd better
spend
be going.
we don't have to spend every silver crown we get at this point. Might be a good idea to just start hoarding some silver at least.
Help yourself, and I'll add up when you're done.
Not sure what spell I would like to buy, but if we're going to go into the fire plane, probably another cold spell. I can't imagine it not being a good choice there, especially if the other choice we currently have is basically the ice world. Can't imagine it being useful there. Now would be a good time. Lightning probably would be okay in both cases though. It would be a safer bet, but I don't really have the mana to fight through okay spells. I would have to gain more levels in a specific class to be able to pull that off. Also, I think might be worthy of note, we haven't really gained any notable experience in some time. So doing this type of stuff doesn't really advance your character in any way. At least it advances, not at a rate where it's noticeable. So I'm hoping completing the Portal World is a massive experience point boost.
Copper?
He ain't buying shit.
If you're selling, we're buying.
What's up, Mojo? How's business?
You know, same old stuff. Sure, we'll buy that.
I want to sell anything else?
Sure, we'll buy that.
I'll also dump the guild charger somewhere. That should give me about half a dozen empty inventory slots, and I can eat a little bit of food to clear up another. But it would leave me with 1000 coppers, which isn't actually that much. I'll probably still buy the ice spell of some sort, although we do have two. I think the third one would be something like an ice sphere. Not sure how it differs from these two. I guess if we get desperate, we can start selling the more expensive stuff. Still, I'm pretty sure my bow is supposed to have a attack that adjusts to the enemy too. And ice is part of it. So I'm not sure how smart of an idea this is. More of a wasteful idea, I guess. But we're sort of doing this playthrough for testing purposes too. The lizard would require ancient magic.
Library.
This ancient magic spell calls up a massive hailstorm that will rain down from the sky ceiling and strike all targets within the spell area of effect, about 50 feet. Requires ancient magic to cast. Ancient magic, while isn't exactly super rare, it's rare enough that you don't want to use it on anything that might respawn. Not that plentiful. So I'm hazarding. Why would I even want to buy something like this? I can't afford it now. But
Place your payment
what is
in
that?
the receptacle.
Warding shield. This is new. Creates a shield that conveys immunity to all attacks that come from the front and flank facings. Required ancient magic to cast. So immunity. Hard to beat that. I'll have to get it at some point. Not now. We haven't been in any even remotely serious trouble so far. So it's certainly not a cataclysm. Seriously? 5,000. Holy shit. When cast, the spell creates a spell target cursor. The object or location clicked on after the spell is cast will be affixed, the magical rune visible only to the player. If a creature comes within the proximity of the rune, it will send out 6 small spheres which will each cause a single large explosion after traveling 10 feet. At the same time, a large earthquake will tear through the area, doing damage to creatures and objects. The rune will be destroyed when it is triggered. It's just a big trap spell. I was expecting something more interesting. Not like it's bad, just not. It's basically the same lineup of spells, slightly boosted. Trap spells. We could go for something like the blind too. It's cheap. Brilliant flash of light to spring from the palm of the caster, blinding all opponents within a 10 feet radius. So, close range protection spell, but what does blinding all opponents actually do? That's not clear. Considering the spell is so cheap, I'm leaning toward not much. Either freezing touch or no greater light. I'm not happy with the current light spell, it's sort of too weak. Temporary long-range light source, like a flare. Yeah, I think I'll actually buy the light spell if I have to pick and choose. Can I buy another spell? Beer is too expensive at that point. Yeah, need a couple of 100x coppers. Condenses and freezes the air around the caster into a large sphere of swirling ice and snow. The sphere can then be hurled through the air at a nearby target. Yeah, it's a better version of the shard. I think I'll just buy the light spell.
Thank you.
Comparisons. So, it isn't particularly dark.
Thank you for visiting the Talamari Library.
Say This is the basic version. Not bad. Area, it illuminates it all at large. But it serves its purpose just fine. No sign of it here. Still, I paid 600 for this. Bit better. Yeah, I can see some effect on these walls now. Still not sure how big the difference is. It's going to replace our lesser light. We're going into an ice world, fire world, ice spells only, at least for now. I highly doubt there's gonna be anything immune to ice there. Hard to say what though, because fire spells are very hard to throw. So it would be hard to get an attack that is not gonna work on them. Also, I'm somewhat curious, what type of enemies would you even have? It's a volcano, it's not like there's gonna be boars running around there. I'm also not gonna try to spam the magic. I can probably do it for a few times before it starts to become an issue. So we're gonna use it more as a damage boost when we need it rather than the standard way of fighting.
Hey! The portal is...
Wonder if there's synergy between the portal worlds. What I mean is, even if they close up after you get the mirror, there's nothing really preventing you from clearing the place and not taking the mirror. So potentially you can find something in here that would help you in the frozen world, for example. So you could complete both, explore them fully and not take the mirror shards. See if you can get synergy out of it. Also, ambient noise here seems a bit loud to me.
Lazy.
Yeah, I think I'll leave things here. Doesn't look like there's much here. Lava flows, narrow pathway we can progress forward to. We'll see. Volcanic caves, right. So probably just caves and lava all over the place, but most interesting thing for me is what are these places? What type of places these are? Is this a gauntlet that's just enemies to kill until we get to the end, or is this a place where we can talk to people and get quests? Do optional things maybe?